JF Stretford, Paddock, this is the live review. Joining me, as always, is Joe Smith. Manchester United 1, Leicester City 2. As though we didn't know it anyway, 21 is not coming this season. And
don't rule it out just yet,
Don't
Jay.
rule it out, yes.
Just because City have won the league don't mean United can't.
Exactly. That's that sort of negativity that gets us nowhere. The resis, basically, the reserves, losing to Leicester. Bit of a sort of damp squib, really, wasn't it? For the title challenge, if you can call it that, to come to an end that way.
Yeah, and I think on the preview I said, I don't want it to be us that we win City the league, and obviously they won it by being better than us. But actually, now it's happened this way. Yeah. I'm glad we don't get to have to look at Aguero and all that fucking walking around the pitch and all with the medals on and all that fucking. I know we'll see that later on in the season, but that like them winning the league with a goal moment. I'm glad we don't have to watch that. Yeah. So if it had to be done anyway, I don't mind letting some of the youngsters have a game and try and prove themselves. It was a weird game, wasn't it? It was a weird game from the start where it was like it was almost being played at sort of 2/3 speed. Like United weren't really up for it. I know they were obviously up for it, and they had players who wanted to win the game. I'm not knocking or doubting that, but it wasn't a normal game from the start. And anyone who watched it will know it had just a strangeness to it, didn't it? And I guess that must have come from the fact that there was 11 changes, or other than Mason Greenwood, essentially no first team players. But yeah, it was just a really weird one. It
was. I mean, obviously, I'll shuffle these pack. Do get involved in the comments as well. Hit that like button. Let us know what you think about the game. I mean, we don't need to start doing a season review, but it is, let us know what you think about the fact that we've... I know it sounds a little bit too bad, but the fact that we've made them wait till May, considering that we finished 33 points behind the Scousers last season who won the league, considering the last time we finished second, we were 19 points behind the City, and it was all done by basically done by December. Yeah. It's not been that bad. I think you have to put it into perspective. We knew it was going to be difficult, this run of fixtures we had. We had 5 games in 3 days, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Ollie made some changes, and it just wasn't to be. I mean, the one bright spark about tonight was Mason Greenwood, really, wasn't it? I mean, I thought Diallo played well as well, but
he was
Mason Greenwood, again, he's hit that form that he hit towards the end of last season. He's doing that again, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. The way he went past Soyuncu, stuck the ball in the net with his so-called weaker foot. Brilliant goal, and it's great that he can continue this form that he's on. Even the fact that it's a loss is obviously not good, but the main focus now for the season is maintain second, beat Liverpool, win the Europa League. That's what this season's boiling down to. And obviously losing 5 games at home in a season isn't good. It's one of those things we can't really complain about the fixtures because it was done, I think, for a good reason. Like the protests were a good thing that happened.
The protests were a good thing that happened, though. Do you think that the Premier League did us over a little bit with the way they sort of
Well, I don't think they wanted
together?
to do us any favours, did they?
Yeah, it does seem a bit like, I get where you're coming from. Like, if we could go back in time, yes, I'd protest again.
Definitely.
We were there, and I'd do that again, and it was right to do that. And part of a protest should be some sort of sacrifice, and that, that's the point of it. It's not like, I'm going to protest, sat on my couch and not do anything. It's like, we're going to protest, and, it may harm me in some way, but long-term benefits are worth doing it for. Mm-hmm. So I get that. It did seem a little bit draconian, the fact that they sort of had all these games coming up, and then, even like little things, I don't know, maybe someone can explain in the comments, but even like, why is it 6 o'clock kickoff as well?
Yeah, and also,
right? why don't we an 8 o'clock kickoff?
Why don't we play Liverpool on Friday instead of Thursday?
Yeah,
like why can't we just move a couple of fixtures around for them and for us?
Yeah, it does seem like there was a little bit of, let's do this as close together as we physically are
as
allowed
we legally
to do.
can.
Yeah, to sort of get at Manchester United and let them know that what happened was unacceptable, sort of thing, which I don't agree with. But it's happened, it has. Get involved in the comments, let us know. Ollie gave a lot of youngsters a chance tonight. I mean, you look, Brandon Williams is still a youngster despite the fact he played a lot of games. We saw Tuanzebe coming in. I know he's not quite a youngster, but Diallo, Ilanga. Wasn't the debut they'd want to have had. Well, certainly Ilanga was his debut, wasn't it?
I think it was Diallo's Premier League debut.
Premier League debut, sorry, yeah. Mm-hmm. But at times in that first half, I thought there was some great football for Manchester United. There just wasn't a lot of it. But there were some moments there where you thought, playing really well, looking confident, looking good. It's just that sort of that final pass kept letting us down, and at times we were very sloppy.
Yeah, we didn't make enough chances. One shot, I think, on target up until about the 75th minute, which just isn't good enough for Manchester United at home. You got to go back to the start, really, haven't you? Because the team that played, what did you expect? And it was always ever going. It was only ever going to be a bit of a smash and grab if we did win it. We weren't going to win the game controlling the ball, having a lot of possession, scoring 4 or 5 goals. That was literally impossible. Because this is the Leicester team that's fighting for their lives, fighting to prevent a stigma, to prevent a sort of a repeating nightmare for them that happened last season when they were comfortably third all season last season, and last day of the season we beat them to go 4th or 3rd in the end, and they drop out of the Champions League spots. They lost to Newcastle midweek. They drew to Southampton before that. They see the same thing coming again. This means so much to them. People in the comments saying, at the end of it, Leicester players would drop into their knees. It looked like they'd just won the Champions League, or they'd just won, the fucking Space Jam or something. The whole the whole of Earth is on the line for this game. But I understand it for them. And I think Ole, let's be honest.
Do you know one thing?
He
though?
knew
Can
what
I
he
just
was.
say
Go on, yeah,
one
go on.
thing. Sorry, I was on that point.
That's right.
I don't have a problem with that.
No,
I laugh
me neither.
about it. I don't mind. There's this thing, and I know you're not doing it, so I'm not digging you. This thing of mocking people celebrating wins.
Yeah.
It's like a new thing, and it's like, oh, look at you. And I've been guilty of it in the past, and I think, do you know what? I get it. Like, if you know you're going to be playing Champions League football as a footballer next season, you'd be buzzing about that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not having a go at that
like,
at all.
No, I know you're not. I'm just saying, like, it's like this thing, and it's like, oh, look at him. And I think you've every right at the end of a season, towards the end of the season, knowing you've achieved what was still slightly unexpected for Leicester.
Yeah.
When you look at the amount of money that Chelsea spent, Spurs got Jose in, Arsenal went kind of big in the transfer window, and then you obviously had the Scousers and City just miles above everyone. So for them to finish in the top 4 and secure that is noteworthy and worth celebrating. Just looking ahead as well, we have got the small matter of Liverpool on Thursday. Do you expect not just Ollie to go big in that, but also the fans as well? Because there's this protest planned, and there's no reason not to go, really, is there?
No, definitely not.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, exactly.
Not that there was anyway, but now it's like,
might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well be Celtic.
Might as well be. The Liverpool game. If you think of the way Ollie's sort of structured this, resting the players today, he could have played a lot of those players again that played at the weekend and then rested them for Liverpool. I mean, there's the obvious point that springs to mind immediately, which is you're not going to rest games for Liverpool because you want to beat Liverpool. But looking at the league table here, so Liverpool are on 57 points from 34 games. Leicester, 66 points, so 9 points ahead, having played 36 games.
Yeah.
Now, if Liverpool win their games in hand, obviously one of them would be beating United. That would put them 3 points behind Leicester with 2 games to go. Now, if United beat Liverpool, that basically ends their chances of getting top 4.
Really?
Yes, because I don't think Chelsea are going to drop those points. Chelsea could, but it's very tight.
Yeah.
Chelsea can go ahead of Leicester if they win their game in hand. So Leicester's the one to watch. If United beat Liverpool, they're not getting top 4. So if you think of the way they did it, if United had won today and lost to Liverpool, Liverpool would have been able to gain 3 points on Leicester for the ones we just knocked off them, and another 3. They would have gone ahead of Leicester.
So if
you're going to have to win one and lose one, it couldn't have been better to do it this way around. Obviously, we haven't beat Liverpool yet, but in terms of playing your full-strength team, it could only ever really have been this way round.
If you think I'm going to be happy about the fact that we're stopping Liverpool getting the top 4, fucking right.
You'd be absolutely spot on. You'd be spot
on. Go, when's the parade? I'll be having a fucking parade in my garden, because that's hilarious that you thought you had the best ever Premier League team and you don't even make it into the Champions League next season, let alone retain the title. You absolute muppets.
Yeah, that would be great. There's been a bit of a thing recently, hasn't there, of teams winning the league and then being shit the next season. Like United did it, obviously. Chelsea did it. Leicester did it. City did it kind of last season.
Yeah.
Liverpool have done it this season. It seems to be getting harder and harder to retain the league.
It's almost like Sir Alex Ferguson was a fucking genius who made it look very easy.
It is almost like that, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Like Arsene Wenger, who everyone loved, never did it.
No.
Jose did it once in England, then got sacked. So it's like, Pep's done it, I think, once, and with City, but he couldn't do it again. So it's like, Alex Ferguson made something very difficult look very easy. Yeah. Because even back in the day when he was doing it, no one else was doing it. Blackburn won the title, then fucking fell off a cliff.
Yep.
Arsenal's Invincibles, everyone raved about, never got near to retaining the title.
Never got near it again?
No. So it's like, he made that look easy. And if you've not checked out the documentary, that's coming up soon as well, isn't it? So people can see that. Never gave it. You got a couple of super chat there. If you want to read that out?
Yeah, it's from Nikhil Prakash. He said, Elanga made more runs and trackbacks in one game than Martial makes in a month. Interesting. When life gives you Anthony, make Elanga, not Martial. Thoughts on the slogan?
I'm not going to go down that route.
He's on the slogan.
On the slogan, well, life gives you Anthony.
Make Alanga, not Martial.
Well,
bit wordy.
It's. I mean, you know, when life gives you Anthony, make it Hopkins, not Perkins. That's what I say.
That is
One
lovely.
for the film buffs amongst us.
Or just general losers.
Yeah, saddos like me. Yeah, it feels weird, doesn't it? Because I'm sat here, City have won the league. I've just watched the second string United team get beat home, and I'm always like, oh, yeah, right, whatever.
It's a weird.
It doesn't feel like it's as sort of deflating as it should. In a little way, and I know people are probably going to disagree with me. I think the fact that we've sort of been involved in this title challenge was a fucking surprise to me. I didn't expect that to come at all. And there was a lot of like brief dalliance with the top of the table as well.
Yeah.
The disappointing thing was we all knew it. We've all said it on this channel. We've all said it on the watch along. We've said it on various other videos. If we got 1 or 2 injuries, if Pogba missed a few games, there was a time when Eric Bailly was playing and we said if he stops playing, that might be an issue.
Yeah.
We always knew we didn't have a squad to sustain that, and that's the difference between maybe us and City. Is if they lose a Kevin De Bruyne, they have Bernardo Silva. If they lose a Diaz, they have Laporte. If they lose an Aguero, a Jesus, they've got Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
They've just got options. We haven't, and that's what for me has been our undoing.
Yeah, the depth of squad isn't there, and I think that's. You look at Liverpool, you can almost say the same thing, can't you? 2 or 3 injuries, and their season completely fell apart. United managed to hang on. Paul Pogba was the big one, I think, just at that crucial time, just after Christmas, going into February, we think, right, let's push on, let's win 8 in a row or whatever now. Pogba got injured, and City just won 20 games in a row. So it was a difficult and almost impossible balancing act that United tried to pitch there, and we fell a little bit short. But it was a good point by Alex before. The season ends next weekend. We've pushed them much further than anyone would have expected. The fact that we've taken it to mid-May, it's like, that shouldn't have been on us.
And this is a good point, because I don't want to hear from you if you're like another fan, like an Arsenal fan or a fucking
or a Chelsea fan
or a Liverpool fan. Where are you in this?
Yeah, fuck off.
United haven't retained, haven't won the title. Where's your title challenge?
Yeah, we got closer than anyone else.
Yeah,
we were the only one pushing City for the last 5 months. We were the only team doing it. And that wasn't,
madness,
and no one expected that at the start of the season. And the fact that finishing last season, I saw a lot of people saying, "Finish there," but that wasn't necessarily what we deserved. Maybe we're going to be surprised next season. And then we've gone from that and looking like, barring a disaster, finishing second. Like, that is brilliant. No one thought that would happen. No one thought we'd be the second best team in the league. No one thought it would be United taking it, like I said,
look
to
at the crowds there.
mid-May.
Etihad, there's at least 3 people.
Yeah, there is.
They've absolutely
There's
piled down there.
There's more people.
Hey?
There's
Bloody
more
hell, you
people
can't
on the
move for,
picture of the squad.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Like,
Etihad.
there's literally more people around this table than I'm watching at the Etihad right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even exaggerating.
Look at that. They've cut to their correspondent at the Etihad Stadium, and
she's like, I'm just going to talk to a fan. She's turned around going, I'm just going to talk to a fan. I know Natalie quick as well. She's gone, oh, no, I'm not, because there's no fucking fans here. So, yeah. Nice one.
Brilliant. Look at him there.
Rapid.
Look. Wow. Do you remember when everyone...
Oh, hang on. Someone's turned up with an inflatable banana. There you go. Now we've got,
all those
2 people there.
Liverpool fans turned up in Liverpool and set fire to the place.
Yeah.
Last season.
We know how to celebrate a league title win.
This is the opposite
Let's go
of that.
Mortar bomb the town hall.
It's times like this when you think, do you know that old fucking bullshit where people go, you know what, people from Manchester are City fans, there's no United fan. Fucking tell that to the Etihad. There's 3 people outside. There's literally a picture of the squad above them, and there's more people on that picture than there is people looking at it. There's fucking 6 people there. Anyway.
We'll show them how it's done next season.
Yeah, exactly.
When we're all down at Old Trafford.
Yeah, 500,000 of us.
Singing 21. There's someone chat there if you want to get into some chat. See what's everyone saying, Joe? Hit me with it.
Abdullah Ibrahim, I'm going to pretend that Ollie made 10 changes to give Leicester the 3 points and screw Liverpool out of the Champions League position. He's playing the long game. It might well be.
I might have to pretend about that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic. I mean, if we get second, we win the Europa League, and Liverpool have to fight out in the Europa League next season, what a successful year that would have been.
Yeah, it would have been, and it also ultimately ends with a bit of a whimper, but I think Ollie can be proud of himself, what he's done this season. I think there's a lot of players out there who can be proud of themselves. It just shows we need to strengthen. We've signed Edinson Cavani. We need to get Paul Pogba signed on a deal as well, and also bring in 1 or 2 others, because especially up top, we've been sort of over-reliant on 1 or 2 players, haven't we? And it's like we could do with a little bit of strength in depth. Just going back to tonight, obviously, a lot of players who don't usually play who got a game. Did any of them give Ollie anything to think about between now and the end of the season? Maybe the Europa League final, in your opinion?
I think I think Matic was good in the first half, but Matic is a sort of a known quantity at this point, isn't he?
He's not proving anything, is he really?
Yeah, he's not really, changing my mind on him. I think Amad Diallo was the best of the sort of lesser experienced players.
Good. I like Diallo. I like what I saw from him.
On the ball, he's excellent.
Yeah.
He's got great dribbling, great balance. His sort of centre of gravity, he's got that kind of weird, like, drifting through people thing going on that a lot of top players have. I thought Elanga was all right. I wouldn't say he blew me away by any means, but
it was a very safe performance.
He didn't embarrass himself. I kind of get it because
he was like, he was obviously making his debut. Yeah, might have been a little bit like, I don't want him making any mistakes, doing anything wrong. Maybe played a little bit of in himself from what we've seen in the academy. He's a lot more attacking and sort
expressive.
of expressive. So it was a little bit cautious from him, but again, that's not a criticism. I understand that.
Donny's one where it's hard because with Donny, I'm never gonna say, oh, it's not worked. It's not working with Donny because he doesn't play enough minutes. But he has made, like I said, 30 appearances this season, and he has made a handful of them from the start. And excuse me, obviously, it's not the most ideal scenario for putting your best foot forward. Ideally, you're playing every single week. You can get a rhythm. But he's been given more chances to prove himself than anyone else that isn't a first-team player, I would say. That springs off, no one else has been given as many chances as him, other than maybe De Gea, but that's a completely different scenario. And he's never really gone, fucking hell, we can't live without him.
No.
He's never even put up much of a fight, really, in terms of obviously not taking Bruno's place. But, there's a chance there because neither McTominay or Fred are like the best player in the team by any means.
No.
And he's never really done that. And hopefully we'll see more from him next season. I'm not going to say it's not worked or I don't think he's very good. And nothing like that. He hasn't made enough appearances. He hasn't played enough minutes to give any sort of summary on Donny van de Beek. I just think there was potential to see a bit more from him this season.
Yeah.
Given the opportunities he's had. Because he hasn't had that many, but he has had a few.
I mean, I'm only going off what I've seen from Manchester United from Donny van de Beek. I'm like one of the only people on the planet who doesn't seem to have watched him week in, week out for Ajax or that many times for Ajax. So I base on my opinion on him and what I've seen from Manchester United, and I think he's been okay, but I've not seen anything, like you said, that's spectacular or makes me think he needs to be in the team. That's not to say, he's only young and he's still sort of learning the Premier League and whatnot. But yeah, I'd like to think he's got another level to go. I'm pretty sure he has because despite not having watched a lot of him at Ajax, I'm pretty sure he was a lot better for Ajax than he's been for Manchester United. But I can understand why he hasn't sort of shone. But if he's
plenty of time still on Donny. Yeah, like you said, no one's making any
I'm sure
next
season we'll see more of Donny van de Beek in terms of appearances and himself in terms of his ability and what he can do. To be honest with you, mate, I'll go through a couple of comments and we'll wrap this up because we know where we stand. City of both the fans there at the Etihad enjoying the fact that they've won the title. It's been a decent season for us and one we need to kick on from, really. Still a few games left, and of course the Europa League final. We'll be here for all that as well. So we'll be doing watch-alongs for the rest of the games for the Europa League final as well. We've got loads of good stuff coming up, including interviews with ex-players. We've got previews, podcasts, all that stuff as well, plus the news, and we'll be keeping you updated, especially on Thursday as well with the Liverpool game and the planned protest. We'll be down at the protest and we'll have a watch along as well. We've got to go a couple of comments and then wrap it
up. People saying he's only 24, he'll come good. I'm not ruling that out whatsoever, and I think we've made that clear enough. Really,
there's a little thing here, and it says like points off the top, and it's going through the seasons. And if you look like sort of 2 seasons ago, or went under Joe's when we finished second, 19 points off the top. The season after that, we were 32 points off the top. The season after that, last season, we were 33 points off the top. Yeah. And at the moment, we're 10 points off the top. So I know it's not where you want to be as a Manchester United fan. Oh, we're 10 points off the top. That's mint. But it's progress. Mm-hmm. And, hopefully we kick on. And next season, we're at the top. We're at the top. 21 is coming. Just not this season.
Just not right now.
That's been Joe Smith. You know where to check him out on his socials, Joe Smith 93. I'm Jay Mott. You know where to find me. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. I've also got a lot of good stuff coming up after this video. Matt Curran is chatting as well, so go and check that out. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.